Oh my god, it's blue. Wait, is that Valverde? Yes. Bro, I have been... I think I've opened probably 400 packs since I got my last blue, and Valverde, you know what? We'll take it. Yeah, I thought it was like a million coins. Actually, it's like 600k. But I don't really need a midfield boost, so it's kind of annoying. But it's still a really nice pull, actually. I will for sure take that. Rapid Plus and Relentless Plus is really nice. If you use Valverde, let me know. If you guys want to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. Use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. Well, guys, EA have indeed increased the pack weight. It's not by much, but we've got some weird pack weight stuff going on right now in the store that we're gonna go and talk about because I don't know what's going on right now. We ended up today with no player picks. They're not coming during Team of the Year. We get 10 every 2 days, which means I think we get one more refresh of the 80 plus player picks, and we don't get them for Team of the Year this year because clearly we're just packing too many of them at the moment. But we got some things to talk about today, of course. We got the player SBC Dabinia that came out, and she got +1s on all of her stats. So she has a winter wild card, and this SBC came out. The winter wild card is 70,000 coins. This one has +1s with the exact same playstyles. Obviously, she's 5-star already. I don't know. I feel like an absolute just asshole for complaining as much as I have about this Team of the Year promo, but what, like, I don't know. It just feels so dead. Am I wrong about this? Am I just like seeing only the negatives here? I don't know what this is. I'm gonna be honest with you. And also, I finished Weekend League. We got to rank 2 this weekend. I will say the thing I noticed most about the new team here is that the midfield is definitely improved. Sawa, De Bruyne, and Essien are fantastic. De Bruyne uses like my right center mid, attacking center mid, in place of Bobby Charlton, who's one of my favorite players this year. And I will say there are, he's not the fastest card, and pace this year does actually matter quite a bit. But outside of that, everything else he does is great. I mean, this card is very, very good, undoubtedly. It's just, I think he needs an engine, and I also think that there'll be random times where you wish he was a bit faster, but he's still very, very good. And Sawa is amazing. This card is fucking insane. Probably the best box-to-box I've used this year, and SCN is actually really good too. Jockey Plus was somebody with really high pace. He's got 94 sprint speed and 96 acceleration. With Jockey Plus, I mean, they are so fast out there that SCN is actually really, really good as a center defensive mid. I was surprised at the level I liked him. I was to the point where I'm like, I don't want to take him out of my team, and I figured he might just be good, right? So SCN's sick, and Davies is very, very good as well. No surprise there. Everyone loves Davies, and I definitely need help at striker. I don't really know who to pick. I've got Hansen at right forward, Mbappe left forward, and I don't really know who to use up top. Eusebio I've got on loan there. Alex Morgan is here. I sold Bobby Charlton. But I need a striker who's like, it can be anywhere between up to, I think, like 3 million coins, basically. Let me know who I should use in here. Okay, let me know who I should use. But now let's talk about Team of the Year pack weight, because pretty much all day today, they've been fluctuating the pack weight at certain times, randomly updating it. Fun Accountant says here, looks like EA randomly updates certain pack odds whenever they want. Notice the difference between the 400k and 500k store packs. Right here, if we zoom in, probability is accurate as of the 28th of January at 6 p.m. The Team of the Year player is 6.9%, and Team of the Year icon player is 5.3%. Then, if we look at the 500k store pack, so you'd think the pack odds would be better, but the probability is accurate as of 29th of January, so a little bit later, is actually only 3.7%. So the pack odds increased today for a certain amount of time. Now it looks like they might be back down again. I just checked a little bit ago, and my probabilities did say on my console it was this actually, 6.9%. So it seems like, it came back up a little bit potentially. Now, obviously, this makes you wonder. I think the top reply on here said it. It makes you wonder how they adjust weights of saved packs, considering we cannot actively see the odds. And that's correct. I mean, we literally can't see what the odds are on saved packs. And, the gambling commission jumped on their case because they're like, okay, you got to at least do this because everything else looks like gambling. I know you're making a lot of money, but like at least do this and you can keep going. And they did the absolute bare minimum. And even the saved packs, they're like, yeah, actually, well, we don't have to do that. So let's not, no matter how predatory it is. And, this is not an unfamiliar story by now, but the pack weight changing is clearly something that's happening at the moment. And the save packs behind the scenes, we just have no idea. I would only assume that the pack weight was probably the worst that it ever was during those first few days where people were opening saved packs. And then now maybe it's going to get better as the week goes on. No, it does not mean that you should spend money in the store. If we have a 3.7% to a 6.9% chance, that does not move the needle on you packing a team of the year, probably. It does over millions of people, but over you, probably not that much. You know, there's so many questions about how pack weight works, right? It's still kind of a mystery. Obviously we can see the odds, but what does that even mean at the end of the day? Because we all know a Ferland Mendy is not going to be as common as any other 82 in the game. Have you packed Ferland Mendy in your La Liga upgrades? I haven't yet. I think I've probably done 70. I have not seen this card one time. Every year, Mendy, insanely hard to pack, always low rated. How does that work then, seemingly? It seems like price is one of the main, you know, determinants of pack weight, you would assume. Or maybe it's not even price, and EA just kind of like select players to have worse weight, one of them being Mendy, right? We have no idea how it works. They're supposed to be transparent. They're not, because they realized, oh, there's like loopholes in this shit, and fuck it, right? Obviously, extremely predatory practices that you probably should all be aware of if you're planning on spending money on this game at all. And, you know, Nep says Team of the Year really has lost its edge as a promo, hasn't it? Well, Nep, stop playing the game then. If you want to follow the same logic. Now, this is not me coming into Penthes at all. I love the Penthes. I was highlighting this logic because I always want to reiterate the point that you can be critical of something and say this sucks, but then also, that doesn't mean you have to drop it entirely. When you're annoyed with something that your wife or girlfriend's doing, to say, actually, why don't we just break up? But he is right. I mean, Team of the Year really has lost its edge as a promo. And I think the main reason for that right now, honestly, is that this game obviously has always, gambling has been, and FIFA points and packs have been a huge part of this game always, right? They always have been. It's Ultimate Team, right? But especially, I mean, this year is the worst I think it's ever been. I think there is just nothing to do outside of gambling right now for Team of the Year. Nothing special for Team of the Year. It feels like another promo because outside of spending money or putting players in upgrade packs, there's just nothing or not much else to do. Of course, we don't have anything outside of FUT Champs Div Rivals game modes, which obviously we can only play for certain times of the week, right? There's nothing that you can do to just hop on, play some games, earn some rewards for. They don't have a game mode like that. I think people sometimes don't get how much not having a good game mode in this game impacts everything else in this game. All you gotta do is add a decent game mode, and this game is immediately better in so many aspects, whereas right now we are a gambling simulator, that's it. And gambling and packs will always be a part of FIFA. I think that's just natural, and that's honestly, that's okay. The predatory part and the fact that kids can gamble is obviously, that's a whole nother can of worms, but I think everybody can accept the gambling and the packs will always be part of the game. But to the level they are right now is a lot, man. It's ridiculous, actually. And what would help is if there's always something to do outside of gambling. And right now, yeah, you can play Div Rivals. Does anybody want to play Div Rivals just in their free time, in their spare time? Of course they don't want to, because these game modes reek of shit. Now, we do have a couple things to talk about. So the leaks, by the way, Saliba SBC. That's all we got for right now. We have one more we'll talk about in one sec, but we won't spend too much time on it. We do have a first ever card with 3 playstyle pluses. So I'm still waiting to know if this is ever going to be patched. My guess is no at this point. It's probably not going to, but we do have a new card that's possible with Anticipate, Intercept, and Jockey. Now, because the EA graphic designer needs to, 1, either be fired, or 2, checked for color blindness, we cannot see the stats on this card, but we can see the in-game stats, and they look like this. Really good stats all around. The defending's a little low, but the Anticipate and Intercept will make up for that. Physicals being 99 is crazy. Yeah, he looks pretty cracked. And if you want to look up how to make, you know, multiple playstyle plus evolution, there's videos on it on YouTube. You can just search it up. I think Nep actually made a video on it, I want to say. For the leak here, with 86 plus player picks yet to come. Okay, 1 of 3 it looks like, which once again, it probably is going to be an 86 rated squad. Nothing to put our 84s or 83s in, because I don't think they want us to put them into anything at the moment. But that's the only pack leak. But yet again, we still have the crazy pack down here with the 3 guaranteed honorable mentions and 50 times 83. We just straight up haven't seen this yet. So we'll wait on this. It's probably coming really soon. We've only got a few days left of Team of the Year, and, you know, market talk. We'll talk very briefly about it because there's not a lot to talk about, really. If you're looking long term, I actually think if you've not bought your team yet, I'd still want to do it now. Future Stars is still up in the air on what that's exactly going to look like. I think the market outlook is still very positive over the next week or two for sure. I have no idea what could even drop it. Literally, I have no idea. Everything's going to the moon. The pack weight sucks. Future Stars probably going to be really cracked cards, but still very expensive with 2 playstyle pluses. Some of them will probably have, considering the honorable mentions also have 2 playstyle pluses, some of them. So really, just buy your cards at the moment, even high-end stuff. And invest in low-rated fodder. I think 84s and 83s. Go hop on some and sell your high-rated fodder when Saliba comes out, because I think that probably will be today or tomorrow. I think that's a good time to sell. So let's get into your comments. Let's begin with at Nenad Todorovic, I want to say. Is it possible that EA intentionally make these mistakes that require compensation? It always takes a couple of hours for them to remove these packs, and I can't understand how a company which makes billions don't know what is happening on their game every second, every day. Also, I would not touch this relatively expensive SBC if it wasn't glitched, and now I did it 2 times. And a couple things. I think one is, it is hard to believe, but seeing everything else in this game, how bad and broken the gameplay is every year on launch, how bad and just broken the menus were on launch in this game, incompetency actually isn't as improbable as you would think for a company that makes as much money as they do. They make a lot of money, actually. Doesn't mean that we're not short on incompetency from time to time. In fact, more often than we would like. However, I think a side effect of that is, yeah, people probably do complete these more often because there's compensation. And it does get people on their game every day because people will have FOMO of compensation. There was like a week last year where every single day something happened where people would get compensation. You can't tell me that on that 6th or 7th day that player retention probably wasn't higher on those few days because people were worried, oh my god, what am I gonna miss because I need to, take advantage of their mistake, right? I think that's more likely just a secondary outcome of the incompetency. It could be intentional, and I could be totally wrong. It wouldn't surprise me, but I think it's just probably less likely, in my opinion. At Moore says, I actually used gold Dabinia. Her size is actually a really good thing. She's solid. Is this true? Did anybody complete Dabinia, or has anybody used Winter Wildcard Dabinia? Because most people probably did not complete this new SBC. Is her being 5'1" actually not really a bad thing? I used her gold card really early on, and I did think it was a detriment, but maybe it was just a circumstantial thing, and it's not actually the case. If you use Dabinia, let me know if her height, it makes her unusable, or it's actually not bad at all. At Pepe says, when it was attackers, everyone was packing them, pages of Team of the Years, even on PC. And remember the narrative, the first couple days, we were all saying, wow, Team of the Years actually looked very packable this year. It was looking good because we knew the pack weight was going to be worse because of women's cards coming into the game. The leaked pack code was that we were going to get better upgrade packs this year, which we did get. We got the 4 rares and 7 commons this year. Plus, the pack weight was looking pretty good. I was actually like pretty shocked to see a full page of Messi's on only a couple hours in. I remember seeing that. I was like, okay, like, I'm glad to see this. As time has gone on, all of that optimism just totally went out of the window. And yeah, I was like in on buying, a lot of Team of the Year cards, right around that time, but I didn't realize just how much of an insane investment it would have been because they went up so high. And PC players right now pretty much can't buy Team of the Year cards, but that's not good. And hopefully EA can do something about that, because that's just not, I mean, to not even be able to buy them, even if you bought all the money, or spent all the money, and bought all the FIFA points to be able to afford any of those cards, and you just can't buy one, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, thank you for your comments. Once again, update me with all those pack pulls. Love you all. See this video over soon. Peace.